Hey guys, welcome back to our channel, Funtime Crafts 24/7. I have this fun little project share here. I made this super cute little 5x7 card, and it's crazy blinged out with diamond dust and gold and lots of pink and shimmer spray and stuff, and wanted to share it with you. I was gonna make this background with you, and then the rest of it is pretty well self-explanatory after I show you what I used. And so let me tell you what I used on it first. So 5x7 powdered sugar card base. This little mat back here is 4 3/4 by 6 3/4, and it is actually a Tonic Studios handmade paper. It's kind of a chevron pattern embossed on it with a pearlescent shimmer. You can replace that with some Stamps of Life candy cardstock. You could emboss this, or you could just take some mica mist or your Spectrum Noir shimmer pen and just go over the edge of it to add a little bit of more pizzazz to it, and to get a super fun shimmery effect to that. And then this next panel is a white 4.5 by 6.5 piece of powdered sugar, and this is what we're going to do some ink blending, stenciling, and then dust it with diamond dust, is this one here. I then took the Stamps of Life stitched oval dies. I cut out the largest one I used was like the fourth one down, so it's like the fourth, fifth, and sixth one. The first one's in gold. The second one is in the same Tonic Studios paper. And then the third one is in powdered sugar as well. And and those are all glued together and popped up on dimensionals. These two layers are glued right down. Then I took the chevron, or what is this, lattice die, and cut it out, both of them together, the layer with the intricate piece, and cut it out in powdered sugar. And then spritzed some of this mica mist that is Turkish rose, spritzed it onto the lattice, as you can, see there, and some in there. And then what I did was I just ripped the very outer edge off of it to give it that fun little torn, rugged effect there. A little shabby portion of the shabby chic. And then, and that's glued directly down to this. And so this panel has the handmade paper doesn't like to stick to anything. The panel that I stenciled and ink blended on it likes to curl. And then the lattice doesn't want to really stick to the diamond dust. So I put a bunch of glue on this panel, and on that lattice piece, and I glued them all down, and then I put this big heavy stamp block on it. You could use books, anything flat and heavy, and just let it sit on top of all three layers for a little while so it would all adhere together. And I glued it together with art glitter glue. So there we have that. Okay, that's those. And then this just has some these are glued together, like I said, the ovals, and they have some Stampin' Up dimensionals, and these buggers stick to just about anything. They have a super amount of adhesive on them, and so it sticks to the background with no problem. And so then, okay, so that's that. And then, okay, now my sentiment is from this set here, which is labels for jars. So I cut out the layering die in gold. I cut out this one with the little detailed edge there in powdered sugar. And then I heat embossed in gold the hello on the top of it, and layered this with dimensionals on top of the gold one. And then the gold one has dimensionals on it on top of the oval. And then after that, I took and, oh, whoops. Hey, get back in there. Don't fall. There you go. Get back in there. I took, oh, this one here. I took this set here, which is wreath to stamp, and I stamped out the wreath with Versamark ink and gold embossed it onto powdered sugar and popped that up on dimensionals as well. It's under the little dragonfly and all there. It's actually mostly covered up, but you can still see some of the detail there. And I think it adds to it. So then out of the dies for this, so I use the die to cut it out, and it cuts that nice border. It cuts it into a nice circular border. It's really super fun right here. So I use this die for it, and then I use the intricate die and cut a gold bow out, adhered it to the top, and then glued a little pearl, a Studio G little pearl to the top of it. Let's see. The dragonflies are cut. The dragonfly is cut out of gold. This was out of one of the Stamps of Life card kit. Just the intricate portions cut out in gold. The layering one is cut out in vellum, adhered together and just stuck to the wreath there. I also cut out one of these little flourishes in gold, and then the layering in vellum. That's layered there. And then two of the big ones. So then these two, no, this one didn't cut out too well for me, and I tried everything. So I ended up, this one cut out really good. So I ended up cutting two of these in gold, and then two of the shadows in vellum. Glued the stem portion so it would still have some like lift and movement on the little intricate pieces on the top of the gold. And then, okay, so that's those. So then the little leaves are cut out in gold, and those are from this set here, which is Friends Forever Leaf Dies. I love this set. I use it all the time. And I just let's see, I used this one here, just the intricate, and then just snipped the leaves off. I just cut them off and used them wherever I needed a leaf to go. And then okay, so those are in gold. So I got those. Okay, so my little banner, these are all cut out in gold and then layered on top of vellum. And that is the hello. Oh, right here. These here, and these are mini banner. So the layering die is in vellum, the intricate die is in gold. And I used both of them. Cut out the triple heart one twice, and then the one with the single heart just once, and just hot glued those up there. I used this die to cut out these fun little gold flowers. I did 4 of those. Cut these out in gold, rolled them up, hot glued them. And this is the rolled flower. This was out of a card kit as well. Let's see. Then these flowers here are made up of a few sets that I just cut out in white or powdered sugar cardstock, and then just randomly grabbed some. I edged them in a vibrant fuchsia, and I figured out why they use this. It's the ink doesn't run as much as if you were to use like the Distress or the Stamps of Life. It actually, after you let it sit for a minute, it just blends. It doesn't actually run. It doesn't run. So it just blended, and that's why. So I use vibrant fuchsia on these. And then once I edged all of them after I cut them out, I edged them all with the vibrant fuchsia with the blending brush. I ran them through my Heartfelt Creations 3D Floral Basic Shaping Mold. And I have a video on this, on how to use this. And what you do is you just, after you ink them, you lay them in here, and I laid them face up wherever they fit in the little pockets. And you spritz the first layer with water. Then you put more on top, a second layer on top, spritz it with water. Put your third layer, because you can do 3 layers in here. And then spritz it with water. And then you put the top on, and you run it through your Big Kick. Or whatever machine you have that takes like big dies. It has to be able to take big dies. So it has to be like a Big Kick. It has to be like a Vagabond. You can't run it through your Gemini because it's too thick. So if that's all you have, then this won't work for you. You have to have at least a Big Shot or a Big Kick or something, a Sizzix machine. or Heartfelt Creations sells a machine, I believe, on their website for that. Okay, so then, and so the flowers are, so this was the gold one. All the white ones are, let's see. This one here is called Flower Kit. I bet this came in a card kit. This one here, oops. Flower dies are falling everywhere. Pretty Daisy is this one. And I use the layering and just the intricate of the small ones. And the intricate one of this. And then this one here. And it's Flower Power. And I use the layering and the intricate. But not this one. Just the layering. And just cut them all. And then randomly grouped them together. Whatever looked good. They're all different kinds. This one is 3. This one is 3 layers. Like this one's 4. And I made a bunch of them because I thought, because I made a 5x7 card, like, oh, I'll get a bunch of flowers on there. And it obviously didn't work out that way. I got one big one, and this one's 4 layers. And then I got 5 little ones and 4 gold ones. So it was kind of like, well, there you go. And so then the little daisy ones are just 2 layers. And then these other little flowers, those are like, those are 4 layers. And they all have a little pearl, self-adhesive Studio G pearl. But I also added art glitter glue so that I knew they wouldn't fall off. So then under this flower arrangement is some cheesecloth. Like this, you know, like you'd use for cooking. It's super cheap. You can get at the Dollar Tree a whole bunch of it. And I just clipped off a chunk and then just kind of smushed it under my flower there. And then I took some Gutermann gold metallic thread. And this stuff's really nice. And it comes in like a ton, 55 yards. There was a ton on this little roll. They're a little bit expensive. A couple of dollars or $4 or $5, something like that. I don't think they're over $5, but you get so much. It goes, a little goes a long way. And so I put that on top of the cheesecloth and then layered all the flowers on top of that. And that's it. And I think this came out super pretty. I don't think it's too much with the diamond dust. I think it's just perfect. John thought it looked like a little wedding card instead of a hello card, but I think it's fun. And the diamond dust I used is this here from Floracraft. I got off of Amazon for like $5 or $6. It's a giant jar. This thing is huge. And so there we are there. Oh, so let's make the background. Whoops. let me. Oh, my flower. Where do you go? Where's your little home? I think it's this one. Okay, so let's move these over and do this up. So yeah, so you can use candy, emboss it or don't, and just shimmer up the edge because you only see 1/4 of an inch. And it just adds just a little bit more. You know what I mean? And it would be super fun. And so then what you're going to do with this is you're going to get your Distress Worn Lipstick, Spun Sugar, and Kitsch Flamingo. Your Distress Oxide Blending Brush. And then you're just going to randomly put ink on. And it's mostly all layered up and then gets diamond dusted. So you don't have to be perfect about it or anything. And the imperfection is what actually makes it super pretty, I think. All the different little nuances of the ink and the shades of color and stuff. And so just kind of get some ink on there and all the different little colors. Ooh, that's a dark one. See what I mean? Not perfect. Not looking for perfect. You could see. Hopefully this has all been in frame. Some of that. And last but not least, this one. Ooh, don't get in there. Ooh, that's dark. Okay. Hopefully you guys aren't shaking around too much. And that's pretty much it. And I think I went back in with spun sugar because it was the lightest. And it's oxide, so it'll layer right over it. And kind of mute up, quiet down the other brighter colors. If it gets a little bit too bright. Make it a little bit more pastel. There you go. And then what I did was I spritzed it with water. And I tried to go really slow so I could get some big drops of water. Oh, dang it. This Tim Holtz Distress Bay like really likes to mist. And then you just dry it off real quick with the paper towel. Bam. After you see it reacting, you know. And then, yep, then you get that. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take your stencil paste. This is Stamps of Life. You're going to take your Flower Power stencil. You're going to take your palette knife. I like to use this one. It's really nice for spreading on to projects. And I just got that at the Dollar Tree. It was like in a whole pack. Oh, where's the stencil at? Oh, the Flower Power stencil, this one here. And you just lay it over the top. Make sure your project's centered in there. Put this on. I just get a glob out. And then just start pressing it through the stencil. Press and drag, press and drag. Kind of going a bit fast so that way it stays pretty wet. So when I dust it with the diamond dust, it will stick because this stuff dries really quickly. Oops. Make sure you get your whole stencil. And then because we're diamond dusting it, you'll want to let this dry for, you know, like an hour. And then back over the top corner so that way I know it's, scrape off the excess in the jar. So that way I know that's still wet. Grab my diamond dust. Take this stencil off. Hopefully you got a bucket next to you to dunk your stencil in because you really should wash this off like right now. I'm going to scrub mine. And then I pick this up. Try not to touch it, but if you do, it's really not the end of the world. And then just sprinkle this over the top of it. Like so. Oops. Tilt it to where you know you're getting it on everything. And then add just a teeny bit more because I touched that corner. And then you can't really see the stenciled unless you're really up close looking at it. See, you can't really see it too much, but it's what holds the diamond dust on. So even if you can't see it, the sparkle is so pretty. And just keep tapping it off. And then, see how pretty that is? Isn't that just gorgeous? It's like a disco ball. How pretty. Okay, and so then I'll just put the rest of this back in my jar. Oh, try not to spill it out, but I got a little ladybug and then pitch this little ladybug that will pick up all the pieces. So anyways, that is how you do the background. And then everything else is layered up with all the other things. And so that's the card. That's the project share. Hope you guys are having a fantastic weekend. I'll try to get back in here with more projects. I'm actually right in the middle of trying to get a bunch of peaches for canning and things like that. The garden is just exploded with all kinds of goodness, tomatoes and things like that. And it's been a hoot. Hopefully you guys are having a fantastic summer and things are going well for you. I sure have been enjoying my garden and all the gardening and stuff and whatnot, and our new little dog buddy, and he's a hoot. So anyways, until next time, happy crafting, guys. Bye-bye.